Welcome to Get Your Mind Right. Today, we're diving into your questions and insights in our mailbag segment. Thanks to everyone who wrote in. Let's open up the mailbag.
It's time once again for your favorite sales therapy session. That would be Mailbag Friday. Welcome back to Get Your Mind Right. This is the world's only podcast devoted to merchant services and digital marketing professionals. This is the podcast that gives you strategy, stories, an insight, and a slap of motivation strong enough to wake up a dormant lead list. This week, we're going to get a little bit reflective, a little bit personal, and still stay tactical. Here's who cracked open the bag today. First up, we've got Allison Woods from Evansville, Indiana. And she wants to know about what my favorite part is about this industry and my role in it. Next up is Derek Saunders from Orlando, Florida. Derek wants to know, has the value of personal connections and sales taken a back seat? And we're going to wrap today's episode with Whitney Johnson from Evansville, Indiana. And Whitney asks, can you walk us through a real-world use case or success story? So it's time to rizz up, charge ahead, and get your aura points through the roof. Let's dive in. First up, Allison Woods. Allison asks, what's my favorite part of this industry and my role? Well, Allison, thanks for teeing this up for me. Because in an industry built on margins, terminals, and transactional logic, it's easy to forget that this thing we're in is still very human. Here's the bottom line. My favorite part of this industry is the people we get to help and the reps we get to build and the merchants and clients we help. Let's break it down on the merchant side. We get to help real business owners, people who have mortgaged their houses, skipped paychecks, and taken risks that most people wouldn't ever even dream of. It's just not about saving them money either. We give them breathing room in their margins. We give them online visibility, tools to scale, and confidence that they have a provider that finally has their back. There is nothing like watching a merchant's face light up when they see their Google traffic explode, their reviews go from 2 stars to 4.9, and we either get their credit cards cut in half or make them go away altogether. This changed everything for us. That's a real quote, and that's the fire for me. Now, on the rep side, Allison, this industry turns underdogs into closers, creates freedom, confidence, it creates legacy. Now, my role is pretty straightforward here. I aim to teach, inspire, and equip budding rhinos not just to survive, but to dominate. There's no high like watching someone go from behind being timid on the doors or on the phones or in their presentations to running their own playbooks, closing deals, and mentoring others. I don't care if you're 19, 39, or 69. When you get it, I see that light switch flip on and I'm like, yep, there's your moment right there. So my favorite part, it's the ripple effect. We just don't build pipelines, we build people. Thanks, Allison, for that really great question. Now, next up is Derek Saunders from Orlando, Florida. And Derek wants to know, has the value of personal connection in sales been diminished? Boy, Derek, I like this question. It's often easy to feel like artificial intelligence, automation, and digital are taking over everything, because in a sense they are. But here's the hot take for you. The personal connection is not gone. As a matter of fact, I will submit to you it's more valuable than ever. So let's unpack this. First of all is the rise of transactional tools. Yes, we're talking about email automation, smart CRMs, text campaigns, e-signatures. They make it easier to quote unquote touch 500 people a day. That's the upside. But the downside, everybody's getting touched by bots and or automation. So when a real human shows up, it feels different. We're talking real conversation, real eye contact, listening, recommending instead of pushing. This cuts through the noise faster than ever before because no one else out there is doing it. And Allison, I'm here to tell you that your connection is the differentiator. You want to win a tiebreaker in a crowded sales field? Be the one they remember, not someone who spammed a pitch. Be the one who followed up with context. Be the one that asked how their daughter's dance recital went. Remember Be the one that is going to remember that they're renovating their shop. Be that person who sends a video breaking down the next steps, because they're not buying you because of technology. They're buying you because they trust you. Now, here is the caveat. You must be skilled. Charm alone does not close six-figure digital stacks or save a 5-location installation that's having some issues. You're going to need product knowledge. You're going to need situational awareness. You're going to need clarity in your asks, and you're going to need systems to back up your promises. But personal connection, well, that's a multiplier. It's not old school. That is the secret weapon. Thanks for a really great question, Allison. And last up is Whitney Johnson from Evansville, Indiana. And she wants to be walked through a real-world use case or success story. Okay, Whit, I already know you got the receipts. Here's a story I come back to all the time because it hits every lever that we care about. So here's the situation. The merchant was a 3-location med spa based in the Midwest. These are high-ticket services. They do laser treatments. They do injectables, collagen, all those sorts of things. They, of course, already had a payment processor and a marketing agency, and they were curious yet skeptical. So the initial conversation we started with, they came back with, well, we're happy with our current setup. Classic of what you hear. So I asked them, what's the one thing you wish your payment provider or marketing team did better? Boom, that opens the door to the discovery. What I uncovered is they were paying a 3.5% effective rate on their credit card. Yikes. Their website wasn't mobile optimized. They had 123 reviews on Google. Average rating was 3.7 stars. They were invisible in searches on Google outside of their neighborhood. Lot to go on here, a lot of meat on the bone. So the pitch was about showing them how we could implement dual pricing and save them $2,100 a month per location in savings. And what their Google business profile could look like in 90 days. A case study of a competing med spa that doubled lead volume using Viv digital tools. Okay, they were still hesitant, so offered a phased approach. Let's start off with the payments and your basic Google My Business cleanup, then add reputation management and SEO once we prove value. So here was the outcome. Within 60 days, they were on dual pricing and up to 4.4 stars on Google. Website traffic increased 38%, and their bookings from mobile went up 51%. We bundled a full stack digital solution, now we're in talks to do the same, for a sister location in yet another state. Here's what I learned, Whitney. Start small when needed, but get started. Teach, inform, educate. Don't necessarily go into your pitch right away. Stack value until no sounds ridiculous. This is important. I'm going to say it again. Stack value until a no response from them would sound ridiculous. You notice there was nothing in here I talked about on pricing. This was all a value stack. That's what we're building, Whitney. Not just deals, but momentum. Hey, let's bring this home. Allison asks what fuels this fire. Folks, it's an easy one. It's the people. It's the transformations. It's my legacy. And Derek reminded us that personal connection isn't dead. It's just undervalued, which means it's ripe for you to dominate that space. And finally, Whit got the inside scoop on a real deal that turned skepticism into multi-location success. Now, if this didn't spark some fire in your soul, you might go out and get a vibe check. So go stand on your business, get your rhino on, and charge through your week. And of course, if you like what you heard today, please like it, share it, smash that subscribe button like you just hit quota on a Friday. I'll see you next time on Get Your Mind Right.